A man comes to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him, and he says, Ya Rasulullah, O Messenger of God, there's two women who are almost dying of thirst. This is during Ramadan, y'all. This is during Ramadan. They're almost dying of thirst. At first, the Prophet turned away from him. All right? He didn't like try to solve the problem right away. We'll get to that. The man came back a second time. Finally, the man came back a third time. And he kept saying the same thing, like they're on the verge of death. So he said, bring them to me. Bring me those two ladies. So when they come, he asks for a bowl. And he tells one of the ladies, vomit into the bowl. When she began to vomit, what was coming out was blood, pus, and flesh, even though she had not eaten that in the morning. Then he told the next woman to do the same thing. All right? Same thing. Blood, pus, flesh is coming out from it. All right? And then he explains to his other companions. He said, these two women, they began their fast with what God made lawful for them. Meaning they had dates, or they had barley, or they had wheat, whatever they had. They started their fast in the morning, but then they broke their fast with what God made unlawful for them, meaning backbiting. They spent time talking about people behind their back. All right? So he says they sat with each other, eating the flesh of others. Oh, he's like this. Girl, she's like that. Oh no, I can't be with her because right? And you fasting. You hustling backwards. Because you've given away all your deeds to those people. We'll talk more about that. Okay? And you can find this in the explanation of the Quran, and it was written by a man named Ibn Kathir, very famous scholar in Islam. So initially, the reason why the Prophet Muhammad did not respond to them was because he knew what was going on, but he wanted to hide their sins. All right, and this is not, you'll find many hadith like this. You'll find many prophetic narrations like this, where somebody comes to the Prophet Muhammad and they want to confess their sins, and he would turn away from them. I don't want to hear that. And then he would say something like, did you pray? Did you come and did you pray with us? In other words, your prayers help to wipe out those sins. Like, don't come and tell me everything you did. All right? So he's doing the same thing here. This man is coming and he's saying, there's these women and they're almost on the verge of death. He already knows what's happening. But he doesn't want to bring it out in the open. But when the man is insistent and he's saying that they're almost on the verge of death, he's like, all right, bring them to me. And what you have to also understand is that he wanted to show his companions the physical manifestation of spiritual effects. Okay? They're throwing up blood and they're throwing up flesh and they're throwing up pus, but they didn't eat that. All right? So what the Prophet Muhammad is doing is he's showing the physical manifestation of what is actually happening to you spiritually when you talk about people behind their backs. All right? This is a very, very stern warning. It is better. This is my argument. Throughout all of this talk, my argument is going to be, it is better that you give up bad habits and bad deeds than it is to start good deeds. Because those good deeds can be lost. Those good deeds can be nullified. Those good deeds can be reduced in reward if you don't deal with yourself first.